So, Julia, I want to jump right into this Hong Kong issue. Can you explain briefly the main provisions of what the president signed yesterday?
Sure, there are two things. First was the congressional legislation that was passed unanimously that calls for sanctions on individuals who are undermining the peaceable demonstrations in Hong Kong. The second is an executive order that, in effect, signals a withdrawal of the special treatment that we've placed on Hong Kong since the British returned control to China in the late 90s. So, the implications for Hong Kong. There's going to be a lot of federal discretion in terms of how this is implemented. This doesn't mean that Hong Kong is a bunch of islands that are now floating off in the South Pacific. What we need to watch out for, though, is what we're signaling to China. We're signaling that we're moving the US dollar markets from Hong Kong as a major Western inroads into Asian markets and to finance the supply chains within Asia that are actually crucial for the US economy. So over the shorter term, the financial sector there is going to be watching and looking at the tea leaves to see what trade provisions we put in place, what financial regulations we put in place. But what we're really going to see over time is that China is going to try to pull those markets back up towards Shenzhen and Shanghai.
So, if I'm understanding you right, it sounds like over the long term, this will benefit China if their goal is to reintegrate Hong Kong into the mainland.
Yeah, I think it could. Yeah, but again, this really shows the nexus between economics and national security, because from a foreign policy perspective, this makes sense, right? We see that they are revoking Hong Kong's rights. We see that they are looking to test the resolve of the U.S. administration and the Western community as to how we're going to respond. So from a foreign policy perspective, this makes sense. But from a financial one, over the longer term, I think it could prove to be damaging.
So I'll end with this. What's the near-term next steps? We know China will retaliate. They already announced some measures today. What does this look like over the next month, 2 months? And does it devolve, or do we reach a sort of quieter phase before the election?
I'm not sure. Look, I mean, I think there will be signals that they're going to take actions against U.S. companies, as we've seen over the past couple of days. Taking a little bit of a hint from the Russian playbook when we take measures against Moscow, that we're going to do a bit of a tit for tat. So when you see that we sanctioned 4 individuals, they announced the sanctions on 4 individuals. So I think the question is, how quickly is this going to ratchet up with each side saying you were the original sinner?
Thanks so much.